Just in 4 minutes, Lawyer Suhuyini, what is the benchmark of an ideal EC? Even if there are some criticism against them, what's the expectation?
I think that it has been made clear in our Constitution, which has to do with, one, impartiality. The Electoral Commission must demonstrate impartiality in terms of how it conducts its business. Then, to a reasonable extent, to credibility. People must look at the Electoral Commission and come to accept that this is a credible organization. And you can only have a credible organization if those leading that organization can be said to be people of integrity. Their words can be trusted. Their actions are actions that are geared toward promoting democratic governance in a way that is not designed to pander to the whims and caprices of a particular political party or the government of the day. So that is how it should be, and to a very large extent, competence. Because you cannot have an incompetent electoral commission. So, like Doc has indicated, I think the only thing Doc fell short of agreeing or saying is the need for us to get them out of place, to be able to reset that institution. And I was hoping that Doc will conclude on that, because he agrees that he's not happy with the conduct of this.
You mean by his argument he was sitting on the fence?
To a very large extent. I'm sure Doc will agree. He was just trying to be, in his word, idealistic in terms of even making a choice.
But that's what we all want to reach, an ideal.
Yes, but you see, like my brother indicated. No, you see, that is the mistake people make. To make intellectual arguments does not necessarily mean that one must take a middle ground. Many a times, intellectual arguments warrant that it must contribute positively to societal problems. And it can contribute positively to societal problems by engineering change, especially where you feel change is required. And that's why I wanted Doc to reach that conclusion. I was interested in how he would end with his analysis.
What change do we need?
No, but I think that before that, I think that I critique, the past two, leadership of the EC, and I made a position that I'm equally not happy with what these two ECs have done. All right, and my concluding part was the fact that, you see, we will need an EC, that will not carry that kind of image of mistrust, but an EC with credibility.
Okay.
All right. So it is not about me sitting on the fence, but it is about me making a point.
So you agree that these people should go?
No, that is what probably your government wants to do.
No.
But the question is that, I'm coming, please.
Then let me make my point, I beg you. When it comes to your time, you can explain it. Please, it's my time that you are interpreting.
No, because you have...
No, you will have the time. I'm sure that you still have the time. They will come back to you.
So 3 minutes on this.
The point is that, get it straight. My government is not interested in removing the Electoral Commission. But as a political party, the National Democratic Congress, I can assure you that our position on whether the EC should go or remain hasn't changed. And in opposition, we were clear that the EC must go. But as to whether this government, born out of the National Democratic Congress, because immediately President Mahama is sworn into office, he becomes a public property with responsibilities towards the good people of the country, and not just the National Democratic Congress. So as to whether the presidency or the government of the day would agree with the NDC's position is one thing or another.
Okay.
But I can assure you that as a party, we would still be relentless in our demands that the Electoral Commission should go. But at the end of the day, if the government decides otherwise, I am convinced that as a political party, we will respect it, albeit with certain grudges. But so don't confuse the two. And that's why when my senior colleague was talking about the utterances of my national chairman, I was quiet. Because like Roland indicated, he's been consistent from day one when it comes to the call on the Electoral Commission to go. But in truth, it is also difficult to disagree with counsel in terms of the analysis that he has made, that possibly this is the time for a national chairman to have remained quiet on the matter, so as not to make it difficult for any Ghanaian who seeks to petition the presidency to do so. But I can assure you that we are dealing with a government that acts only in the interest of the Constitution. Okay. So whatever our national chairman says, or as a political party, whatever we say, if at the end of the day the government takes it into consideration and they feel that this is not a path to go through, I'm sure that the government would communicate the same. But as where we sit as a political party, it is our desire, and we believe that it is in the interest of our democratic progress to get these 3 electoral commissioners out of office. And it is not surprising that the MPP is suddenly coming to that realization and agreeing with that. And it is based on these beliefs.
They've not come to that realization.
No, they are coming.
No, they are not.
Because some of them have started speaking and accusing them of being influenced by just mere utterances of a national chairman. Okay. So if they agree that the mere utterances of a national chairman can actually influence these 3 people, then clearly there's the need for us to take them out, because they do not pass that constitutional test of impartiality and credibility and integrity.
Going